Welcome to Reunite with Self Podcast. I'm your host, Rukan. Here, we will be discovering and unraveling what is truly holding you back. We will put the puzzle together and give you clarity on how and what you can do to create massive shift in your life so you start creating the life you always envisioned for yourself. There is no more waiting. Whether it is liberating from dysfunctional family patterns or parenting tools and tips that actually make the difference, we will be diving into the truth and core of things that are simple and which yet no one talks about. I will be sharing with you all the things that would have changed my life massively if I heard any one of these episodes. A new world is awakening, and true bliss, harmony, and peace is possible on this earth. And my mission is to bring you closer to that, one step at a time. In this safe space, I will hold your hand and give you courage and certainty that you can shift anything and everything in your life. It is time we break the pattern. Whether you want to be the parent you never had or make a shift in your life so you don't play small any longer, you will find the support and guidance in this space. My intention is for you to find answers within yourself while you listen to this podcast, so you feel the bliss of reuniting with your true essence, with self, with so much love and compassion and courage. From my heart to yours, let's keep it rockin'. My gorgeous listener, thank you for being here. Welcome to another episode on Reunite with Self. I'm your host, Rukan. I am so grateful that you are here. This is going to be a powerful episode, but I'm guessing it's going to be a short and sweet one. I am currently still on my vacation. It's been more than a month that I'm on vacation. It's not purely vacation right now. I've gone back to work, but I'm still away from home, and I'm enjoying my time as much as possible. And this trip has been, if you've listened to the previous episode, this has been really my ever first vacation of my life for two main reasons, which I talk about on the previous episode. And yeah, the main thing is that because I have really stepped up and I'm showing up for my life, and I feel as if I was just born about a year and a half ago, and I've truly started living my life and going after for my incredible life and for a fulfilling life for the first time. So of course my vacation has been truly amazing, but also I've had a week where it was terrible. It was very challenging. Maybe like it was one of the hardest, most challenging weeks of my life emotionally and even physically. And I know it's all happening for me, but that is the reason, like this experience that I'm still working through right now is the reason that I wanted to do this episode. So the name of this episode is, what's the number one thing? What's the one thing that's more important than having great relationship with family? When I say family here, what I mean is the family you come from. And of course, this episode goes to all the highly sensitive souls, highly empathic, compassionate, open-hearted individuals. What is the one thing that's more important than having great relationship with your family? It is, my friend, having healthy boundaries. And this is for many different reasons, but I will talk about a few of them here in this episode. I believe that if your intention is to have a deep, fulfilling, great, or good, or whatever, but something positive, a relationship with the family that you come from, And if you are this highly sensitive, empathic, compassionate individual, I'm sure there were things that were going on when you were a child, a teenager, and like when you were an adult as well. And if that is your intention, is to have this fulfilling, deep connection bond with your family, the way to get there, if that is a possibility, the way to get there is to have these healthy boundaries. And when I mean healthy boundaries, it's basically mainly about saying no and being super clear about it so that you are not being exposed to any BS that does not even belong to you. And I want to keep this episode short and sweet as much as possible. So I'm not going to go like deeper into the circumstances or the situations that I'm talking about here. But I want to tell you, I'm sure this is like awakening something within you when I say having to say no to your family, having healthy boundaries. And this is more important than having a great relationship with family. Why am I saying this? Because if your only focus and only motivation behind your actions and decisions, if your only focus is to have a great relationship with family, then the life you choose might not be a fulfilling one, or where you would truly realize your potential. I'm sorry to say. I'm not even sorry to say, but I'm just like being sarcastic a little bit. If there is any potential, if there is any possibility for you to have a great, fulfilling, deep connection with your family maybe in some areas of your life, if there is any possibility to this, then the only way to get there is to having healthy boundaries and having these healthy new boundaries that is super scary to you, that is very uncomfortable, maybe, out of your comfort zone actions and decisions and behavior. But the number one reason that I see people not starting their fulfilling life, like creating that life, the number one reason that they don't start creating this incredible life of theirs is because of their holding on to the idea to have a great relationship or a secure relationship with their family. And the motivation behind that is fear. And so it comes from ego. It does not truly come from love. And I'm sure I'm going to do another episode where I go deeper into this, and I'm still like learning so much about this again and again. Having to say no is much more difficult and challenging for someone who is empathic. Saying yes is easier to you. Having empathy and understanding to the person who is maybe being narcissistic towards you, abusive towards you, whatever the case may be, like judgmental, criticizing, shaming, bullying, abusive, mentally, psychologically, physically, whatever it is, you still having, quote unquote, like in air quotes, understanding and compassion and empathy for them is easier. And so you exposing yourself to more abusive behavior is easier to you than having to say no. And the number one thing that sometimes holds us back is the fear of losing family, losing someone from your life, that they would reject you, they would abandon you. Like the deeper fears inside of you may be the fear of rejection, not being seen and heard, which is the case when you are saying yes to all of this, by the way. They never see you truly for who you are and what you're going through, never, or what they put you through. You are never seen or heard in that case, in that scenario, in that situation where you are staying in and where you are maybe accommodating. I'm sorry. I had to cough a little bit. I'm so sorry. But where you are like accommodating or even like enabling, that is not the way that you can start creating your fulfilling life. It's not possible. And that is not how you can have a deep, fulfilling relationship with your family. It can stay the way it is. It might look happy from outside, normal, or even happy. The happier it looks from outside is sometimes the more challenging for you to make changes and to have clarity. It's sometimes more challenging to see clarity of what the F is happening. But I want to keep this episode short and sweet to remind you that maybe the main reason that you have not started creating your incredible life, your fulfilling life, that vision in your heart, in your soul, might be maybe, most probably, things that come from your immediate family, the things that you were exposed to, the things you learned that did not even belong to you, and all the things. But that might be the reason that your energy is lower when you see them, when you spend time with them, when something happens, when you have a discussion, when you have a conversation. The main reason that you go back to the old familiar patterns where you're exposed to BS, and that's why your energy is lower, that's why you're not going after your incredible life, is this idea that you should have a great relationship with your family. So I hope you can see what kind of pattern you might have. Like the thing that keeps you stuck in there is the seemingly innocent idea that you want to keep a good relationship with your family. But it actually, one, does never give you a fulfilling attachment or bond or relationship with your family. Never. With this motivation, never fully. And the second thing is that that's why you don't get to start creating your incredible life. That's why you don't feel fulfilled with your life. That's why you feel like your life is not your true creation. You are not using your potential. You are not going after it. You are not doing the things that will get you in that journey. And the number one thing that the sabotage or the self-sabotage that you receive from outside or from yourself is this idea that you need to have a great relationship with your family, because the things that you do to not keep, but maintain, or to have this potential great relationship where you're accommodating or enabling, and where you are not feeling seen, heard, fulfilled, connected, belonging, whatever. Where you do this is this sabotage that you do to yourself or that you get from outside whenever you ask for support, is the scared eyes of maybe your companion, maybe your partner, maybe another family member, but someone close around you that is not supporting you the right way, the way that you need. Because what you might be lacking, most probably, if you are empathic and highly sensitive, is not your inability, but the lack of you saying no clearly, like you seeing clearly the absurdity or the like you not being so clear about what's healthy and what's not healthy and what's okay and what's not acceptable. If you are truly clear about this, like what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what's healthy, what's not healthy, then you would not be scared if you taking that action, saying no, having the healthy boundary is not risking you anything actually. It's like, it's not the risk of not having a great relationship with your family, but it's the risk of losing your life, the magical life that was given to you. So the one thing that's more important than you having a great relationship with family is, I believe, you being able to say clearly no and having healthy boundaries and knowing what's acceptable and what's not and being super clear about it. I love you so much. I want to keep this episode so short and sweet so that you can listen to it like on a short break. So it just maybe awakens a question in you. And I hope it brings you some kind of clarity around your situation or the beginning of a clarity. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next episode. And if you have any questions around this or anything else around like your life, please DM me on my Instagram at Kevela. It's my goddess wear brand. It's in the show notes. You can see the link to my Instagram. Please DM me with your question and I would love to make an episode based on your question. I love you. I'll see you on the next episode. My gorgeous listener, if you had any takeaways from this episode or from this podcast in general, I would love to know. Please share this episode with a few loved ones right now. You never know how they can benefit from something so small. And please take a screenshot of this episode and share on IG, tagging me at Kevela. That is KHEWELLA. Kevela. That is my goddess wear brand, my Instagram page. I would love to know what your takeaway was or something you found inspirational or a confirmation you believe in as well. That would make my day. And you can always DM me if you have a topic or a certain question in mind that you want me to talk about. And give me a 5-star rating if you feel like it. That would help this podcast immensely to get the word out. I love you. See you on the next one. I want to see you shine your brightest.